No, I know. Just wait. Before you click off the video, just hear me out. I get that Ubisoft isn't the most stellar company in the world, but just listen. It does have problems, and I know it has problems. But there are so many good things that I like about this game that I just end up enjoying the game entirely. In this video, I want to go through why I actually enjoy Star Wars Outlaws.
You may pass.
Okay, let's start off with gameplay. Now I picked the second to hardest difficulty in the game. I don't think it was too difficult for me. Okay, let's start off with the gun gameplay. It's actually kind of boring. I actually kind of like a different gameplay feature, which is petting every single animal in the entire game. It literally makes this game a perfect 10 out of 10. I mean, look at how all these animals react to whenever you pet them. They all do different things. Like this woolly bantha kind of sneezes on me, and then this little tiny cute thing just cuddles up to me. It's pretty funny. In all honesty, the gun gameplay is actually pretty good. It reminds me of Battlefield 2. Whenever it overheats, you kind of play the same little mini game to kind of get it back and working. I think it's pretty good. Look how amazing I am at this gun gameplay. I am really amazing at this game. But actually, what's great about this is that you can use nicks to actually distract enemies while they're shooting against you, and you can punch them. The only weird thing about this is that every time you punch them, almost every time is basically like the same animation. Even with the stormtroopers and they have armor, like, wouldn't that hurt her hands or something? I mean, it literally, she's punching it with her bare hands. This could even do other things, like he can detonate these little bombs that can either distract the enemies or can actually defeat them pretty quickly. I think it's really cool. It also, like, is a little mini game you have to play to actually get it to blow up. It's not really too difficult, but it even looks really cool spectacularly. Nyx can also distract these little, like, monitors that can detect you. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty funny. This could even act like Spider-Man's Spidey sense. It's kind of weird because, like, it doesn't really make any sense, but gameplay-wise, I mean, it works. You can even tell Nyx to steal things from certain people. Now, I feel like I'm getting too ahead of myself. This right here is Nyx. This is your little furry friend that will accompany you throughout the entire game. And this right here is K-Vess, the main character you play as throughout the entire game. She is basically a scoundrel, and we'll get to the story details later on in this video. Let's talk about stealth. Stealth really isn't my favorite part about this game. It's kind of my least favorite. It's not really too fun or too interesting. It's basically like other games. So, like other games, there's little indications to show that, like, enemies have spotted you. It's pretty basic in video games nowadays. Now, let's get to, like, how stealth really works. So you can call over enemies to kind of come to your location and just kind of take them out with just a normal punch. It's just kind of boring, but it gets the job done. Enemies will drop these things called back to vials, which basically just helps you heal. While in stealth or in combat, you can also throw grenades, which actually is pretty fun to do, and it actually looks really cool too. There's also this one part that I had that you had to do this little mini game to try to get into this door, but I took way too long. The stormtroopers just kind of waited for me to get done, and after I was done, they instantly spotted me, and they just started shooting at me. I thought that was kind of funny. So these mini games are actually pretty cool. Basically, what you have to do is you have to click the back right button whenever you hear the sound. So, like, it's kind of like a rhythm game to play, and I think it's really cool. It opens doors and little chests so you can steal things. I think it's pretty cool. Also, another mini game that you play is this little slicing game, which is basically a luck mini game of where you basically just have to keep putting in these random symbols into this grid and see if they work. So as you can see, like, the little yellow thing means I need to move it somewhere else. The X's mean that they are not used in this sequence. So after you do it for a while, you eventually get it, you get to turn off or turn on whatever you want. Now let's talk about Traversal. Now in this game, Traversal is literally just like Uncharted. I never played the Assassin's Creed game, so I don't know how they really feel, but this is literally, to me, just Uncharted. I actually like the Traversal, just climbing. It is really fun. Using the rope, you can swing on them or you can climb rocks. I think it actually is really fun. There was one time in my playthrough where it acted really weird that I couldn't grab onto it, which is this scene right here. It's just, I don't know what happened, but it was kind of weird, and it took me like 20 minutes to get on it. I think I was just doing something wrong, but it was pretty funny. Now, this entire section right here was just a side mission. This was honestly one of my favorite parts of this game, and it was just a side mission. But the traversal of how you, like, get across the entire... I don't know how to, like, call it. I don't know what to call it, because it looks like inside of a PS5, if you've played Astrobot. It is really fun to traverse. I love the platforming you have to do, and like how the fans start spinning. If you jump at the wrong time, you're gonna get blown away. I think it's a great, cool way to do that. And these little platforms kind of like spew out, so then you have to jump on them the right time. It's timed, and I think it's just really cool. And this is all just a side mission. Like, they put a lot of time and effort into just that side mission. Now, walking through the vents is literally just like the Batman Arkham games. I mean, nothing really much happens. It's just literally Batman Arkham walking through the vents. Just about it. Now, let's talk about speeder traversal. I actually really like speeder traversal, and you can also use your gun while on the speeder, and it makes it even more fun, because then people come after you, you can shoot them down. You can also get upgrades for your speeder, which then makes it go faster, just like this. It's really fun. It actually is really quick, because this game's open world. I get people don't like open worlds that much, but I actually kind of like this. It's not too much, it's not too big, but also it's not too small. There's enough stuff to kind of do in this game. I just really like how it looks. I really love traversing the worlds, the planets. They're really fun to look at. I've only halfway through this game, so I haven't really seen all of them. I've only seen about 3 of them, but you can even find these random little side mission things you can do that you can basically do like a little puzzle, get into the little building, and then kind of take anything you want from there. I think it's actually pretty cool. I really like how the water interacts with your speeder as you're on it. I think it looks really cool, just how it kind of like breezes by. Now, this section reminds me of Andor Season 2 and the first 3 episodes. If anyone's watched it, they'd get it, because it really looks like those 3 episodes. Now, you can also customize your bike as well. You can customize the color, and you can also customize like trinkets that's on like the handles, and also like little trophies you can get while playing the game. You can even customize your ship. Now, the ship is called the Trailblazer. You can customize the paint job of it. You can also customize the fuel that's coming out of the back of the ship, and trinkets that's on the inside of the ship too. Now, let's talk about flying the ship gameplay. So, as I said before, this is called the Trailblazer. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So, ship flying I was pretty excited for it, because it's like the first open world Star Wars game, and it has, you can fly the ship in it for the first time. It's kind of just alright. I mean, it just reminds me kind of like Battlefront 2, even like Rogue Squadrons. It's kind of like that. It's just basic ship flying. I mean, I don't really know what else they could do. Shooting is pretty basic. You can also like dodge and stuff. The dog fights are just pretty fun. The environments look really cool, like kind of like the broken kind of shipyard look. I think it looks really cool. Now, you can even get rid of your wanted status by these little floating things that are kind of in space. I don't know what to call them, but you can get rid of your wanted status, just like in Red Redemption 2. So I think that's pretty cool too. You can even land inside Star Destroyers or certain places that will let you land in it. I think it's really cool. It's a whole entire area that they made just for these like side missions or even main missions. I think they're really cool. Now, it wouldn't be a Star Wars game without being able to travel to different planets. So basically, you get to choose whichever planet you want to go to. I believe there's 4 planets in the game. So then you hit the hyperdrive, and you basically fly to the next planet, just like in all the Star Wars movies and all the Star Wars games. It's also pretty easy to land on a planet as well. You just gotta get close to it, hit the button, then you fly into it. Takes a few seconds to load up the planet, but actually it's pretty quick, and then you already are into the planet that you want to be at. Now it's time to talk about the open world of this game. So the open world, I get people don't like open world games that much anymore. This game, honestly, is fine. I don't really care much for open world games either, but there's a lot of pretty cool things to see, especially since this game, like, a lot of Star Wars references, because, of course, it's a Star Wars game. You're going to see R2-D2, C-3POs, and all sorts of different alien species just kind of walking around. I think it looks really cool. They really put a lot of detail and time and effort to making this. the people on this team, there's some people who really did care about this game, and there's just so much good things that I can see about it, that I think that people who made it actually cared about it, and that's why I actually like this. You can also see all these different types of animals that live on these certain planets, and you can see the lore of these planets and things. I think that's really cool. You can see like the description of the animals. There's just so much detail into these planets. I think they put a lot of attention to detail into this and put a lot of care into this. Of course, it wouldn't be a Star Wars game without a Gonk droid. I do like some of these weird random species that you can find around, like this little tiny weird bat creature. I thought it was pretty funny. Also, like, I really enjoyed this, just kind of watching this happen, but there was just this little band that was playing with some interesting music, and the alien species just looked pretty cool, like the drummer back in the backgrounds like that. I don't know what they are, but they have all these limbs. I think that's really cool how that's the drummer. I think it just makes sense. I don't know, I think it was just a cool kind of experience in the game. It just makes the world feel more alive. I wanted to see what would happen if I just kept messing with these stormtroopers, and they actually did get irritated a little bit if you just keep messing with them. It's actually pretty funny to watch. I just wanted to see really, like, how far I could push them, and then they arrested me, which I didn't know could happen. I found that really funny, and I actually lost credits from doing this, so this kind of was a big loss for me. I also found this scene to be really cool. Just watching the ship fly right over me just looked really cool visually. I really felt immersed into Star Wars just right then. I just thought it was really cool. But this is all just for a side mission, just like a pirate raid. I thought it was pretty cool. You can also find little things like the lore stuff, and this entire place I was at just looked really cool. There was just so much stuff going on. There was people moving, there was probe droids kind of trying to find me, all the TIE fighters and everything. I think it just looked really cool. I thought it was awesome. I also found this other side mission, which is probably my favorite side mission, which was basically that this little droid wanted me to repair his movement. It was something about like trying to repair his movement so he can move around and stuff. I thought it was actually pretty funny how like he tried to talk to me, and I just thought it was really funny. So it's a pretty good side mission. I mean, the side missions are basically just like this, and you can, not do it or do it, and you get credits for it, and just random things. Sometimes you get like just objects you need. And whenever I actually fixed him, he just kind of went to the house and just kind of stood there. I mean, he was already standing there in the first place, and then I just followed him to see where he was going to go, and he just was just standing there again. I was like, really? That's all you wanted to do? Let's talk about kind of the games you can play inside these planets. So there's just little arcade machines you can play. Basically, that's about it. I mean, it's just random things. Sometimes it's about shooting ships down. Sometimes it's about just racing. This one's probably my favorite one I did. It was really addicting just to try to get like a good time and not to hit any of these little squares. I thought it was really fun. There's other ones such as this one, which is basically just follow the card until you win. It was pretty blatantly easy. I mean, there wasn't really much to go on. Like, I mean, it was just following the cards, and that was it. It was pretty easy. It wasn't even like a memory game. It was just following the card that you saw and pick the right card, and then at the end, you just basically get credits for it. That was really about it. Kind of looks like the Sims symbol as well. I don't know. Now we're on to probably literally my favorite part of this entire game. Seriously, I really like this part. It's actually really fun because visually, again, I know I keep just saying about the visuals. Just visually, I think it's fun to watch. So basically, there's these little places you can go and sit at and order some food. It sounds very boring, very basic. Technically, on paper, it does. There's just something about it that I just really like. Just like the cutscenes and all this. It's just things that you can do on the side. You don't even have to actually play this if you don't want to. And it just looks so cool. And basically, gameplay-wise, all you're doing is just doing some quick time events. It's very funny, but it's just so fun, though. I love just of how they interact and just of how Nyx interacts. At first, I thought Nyx was just going to be a marketing gimmick, but honestly, he is now one of my favorite parts of this game. I really love him, and just because of this, people who made this game cared about this game because they made fun things to do. Look at how expressive this scene is, and just of how Nyx, of how he's just trying to blow on this little flame so it can cook the corn faster. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's cute, it's what makes this game good to me. And just, there's so many of these random little restaurant places you can go to. I think it's just so cool. Like, there's one on every single planet, and you can order all these different types of food, and it's just so fun to do the QuickTime event and just to watch how they interact and how Nyx interacts with it. It's funny of how, like this, he gets his tongue stuck to it, and what you have to do is just to pull his tongue off of the ice block. It's good. It's funny. Whoever made these sections are just amazing people because they knew of how to make something that is actually fun to watch and fun to play. And at the end of it, you get this little treat that can actually help Nyx out. It actually gives him abilities that he can use in combat. Now let's talk about my second favorite part about this game. Virtual gambling. Yes, there's gambling in this game, just like in Red Dead Redemption, and it is really fun here, actually. It's a whole new made-up game, I believe. I don't know if it's really real, but it's really fun. So basically, what you have to do is that there's two cards that you get to have, a yellow and a red one, and you have to match the yellow and the red one as the same symbol and number, basically. And if you do that, then at the end, you basically have to have the lowest number. So you want 2 1s, basically. So if you have 2 10s and someone else has, say, 2 2s, then they'll win. So you want the lowest number possible. There's these little chips that you can use that has different abilities. Like, you can also get a free draw, or you can steal other people's chips. It's pretty interesting, but then basically you win, and there's side missions of these, and you get basically higher stakes gambling. You can even bet on horse races too. So these animals are the same creatures from The Last Jedi. I think it's cool how they're actually using creatures that are from the sequels and put them kind of with the original and prequel kind of characters as well. If you're skilled enough to break into a vault, you might be lucky enough to find a datapad to tell you which fathier is going to win the next race. Now, if you do find these datapads, definitely bet the highest amount because, you're going to win. It literally is just a way to win. It's a true way to win. Like, you are going to win this. So, definitely bet the highest amount. Now, let's talk about the Syndicate system. Now, the Syndicate system is one of my favorite parts of this game. There is 4 Syndicate groups in this game. I know you can't see it right now. I don't really want to spoil the last group. I haven't finished the entire game, so I don't really know, what happens in the future. But, so in this, basically there's little places where if you have good or you could have poor with the Syndicate systems. And there's 3 types. There's the Crimson Dawn, then there's the Pike, and then there's the Hut system. They're all just syndicates, and they all can have their own different quirks and stuff. Now, there's also merchants that are connected to certain syndicate systems. So if you are with the Pikes, and it's a Pike syndicate merchant, and if you have poor, then sometimes they might not want to sell to you, but if you have good standings, then they might want to sell you certain things. You can sell to them certain things that will help you out in the future. If you keep helping out one single syndicate system group, then you will get more rewards. So if you get all the way to excellent, you get certain outfits and stuff for Kay and also for Nyx. And these outfits really customize your character a lot. I think it's really cool because you also customize your gun and the outfits you're wearing. Like for the Huts, you get kind of like Mandalorian outfit. For the other ones, you get like kind of like Imperial outfit and stuff. I think it looks really cool, and the customization in this game is pretty fun too. So, and like Nyx can have it too. I think it looks really cute as well. There are 5 different reputations you can have with every cartel syndicate. So you can have good, poor, terrible, bad, and excellent. Now, if you do, so basically sometimes it gives you a choice to either do good for one side and do bad for the other. And you're always going to be doing bad for one and always good for the other. So like you always are going to be juggling kind of that. So it is going to be difficult to kind of raise up all of them at the same time, because you're not going to be really able to. Sometimes you might have to focus just on one cartel system, because it's just going to keep rising up and down. Last but not least, let's talk about the story. Now, from what I kind of gathered, I think the story is just about getting some food.
Hungry?
I'm starving. It's time to eat.
All right. Let's get you some food. Yeah, I'm hungry too. Ugh, we need some real food. Smells a little heavy on the bunta spice. Want me to taste that for you?
Forget it, Kay. I don't care what Bram says. Go freeload somewhere else.
So we also see a little bit of Kay's backstory, at least from how much I've played already. So basically, she has been taught to be a thief her entire life from her mom, and that's basically about it. It's kind of a simple, basic story that I've kind of gathered. Now, basically later in the story, or I guess earlier because this is later, we kind of have a tough time because we earn a job and then we kind of get knocked out, and then we basically meet the villain of this game who Nyx attacks, and then that's who we steal the ship from, and basically he doesn't like us. So then we get together with this new group of people who has the droid, the battle droid in it that's on the cover of the game, and this random guy who I don't know who it is because I haven't really finished the game yet. But basically, we're doing another job, which is the biggest job that we have, and that's literally what the entire rest of the game is about. So that's about the entire full game that I've talked about. Here are my thoughts on this game. I really enjoy it. So, there's problems. The game has crashed like 3 times on me for some reason. It's got weird animation problems sometimes. Sometimes the AI is weird with the villains and the enemies, but in all, I would give this game an 8 out of 10. I actually enjoyed it. I think if you haven't played it in a while, or you don't have the game, maybe try picking it up. It's cheap right now. It's like $35. Maybe you can pick it up. I got it for $35. Honestly, it's a pretty good deal for what you get for this game. I actually really enjoyed it, and I think people should go back and play it now. I heard that there's more updates, so it's a lot better now. I think it's good. It's not the best game of all time, of course not, but it is a good game.
What a disappointment.